Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Good morning. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are wrapping up the book called Dream It, Pin It, Live It. What is the book about? How are you doing on your vision boards? If you've been here for a while, you know that we've been going through vision boards and talking about the power of creating a board for this next year, what to put on the board. If you have not followed along, it's okay. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club. But I want to give you just a couple thoughts as we're wrapping up the book. And just so you know, this thought can pertain to anywhere in your life, right? Whether you create a vision board or you don't. I love how she wraps this chapter up, or I love how she wraps the book up. So ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, and you can follow along. And we've just been walking through what it means to dream, or what are some goals that you have in your life? What are you really wanting? Is it fat loss? Is it better marriage? Whatever it is, right? And that's what we're diving into. So good morning. Where are you tuning in from? And happy Monday if you're watching live. It is a beautiful day here in Florida, actually pretty warm, and I'm super thankful. And I'm thankful, you know what? There's a lot of things I kind of want to talk about. This morning, I attempted to do something that I actually haven't done in a very long time. I don't even know if I've actually ever done it. And so, real quick, before we dive into this, I want to share a story. And it's not my story. It is from a man named Lewis Howe, and I listened to an interview that he did with Kobe Bryant. But before he did the interview, this man had the opportunity to do an interview with Kobe Bryant. His name is Lewis Howe, and he showed up really early. There's a whole backstory to it, but he showed up, let's say, at like 6 a.m. The interview wasn't until 8. He showed up early, got everything set up, and he was like, I only have 20 minutes. I'm going to be prepared. Well, as he was setting up to do the interview in this room, he noticed there was somebody behind, like a shadow behind there must have been like one of those two-way, mirrors or something. He was like noticing that there was a shadow in the other room, and he asked the receptionist, he's like, hey, is there somebody in there? And the lady said, yes, it's Colby. And he shows up before everybody else does. If you guys don't know who it was, he was a basketball player, right? And he shows up before everybody else does. He visualizes his day. Like, he takes time every day, no matter what, to set intentions and to visualize his day. My question to you is this: have you ever heard of that? Have you ever done that? Do you do that? Maybe you wake up and you visualize, like, I have to go to work, or... So I thought, what would it look like? Because there's a book that I love to talk about here on the page. Listen, I say this often. Own your morning, own your day. What does owning your morning look like, right? Like, do you get up with a grateful attitude? Do you have time to have some quiet time? Do you read? Do you get your mindset right? Like, are you rushed out the door, or do you have time for the things that you want to have time for? Owning your morning. One of the things in that book talks about visualizing your morning, and I actually have never done that part. So I heard the story and I went like this. If Kobe Bryant, would visualize his day, even after all the success that he had, I thought to myself, maybe I should visualize my morning. So I woke up this morning, I've been sitting at the table, and I was sitting here going, what does it look like to visualize my day? What do I visualize? I have a list of things I do every morning. I have my list, right? Like the things that I'm working on. But I'm like, what does that look like? And I actually was challenged with it. do you visualize your morning? I would love to know, like, does it make sense? Like, are you internal? So it's something very interesting to me. And I sat here and I was like, okay, I'm going to visualize my Facebook Live going well. I'm going to visualize my team. And I pray for me, I guess visualization is probably more like prayer. So it's believing for something today and praying over that aspect of it. So anyways, that was my morning, working on something that I've never really thought about. I mean, I pray, but I never thought about like visualizing. Does that make sense? All right. Anyways, that was my morning. Now, say good morning. Say good morning. Hello, Amy. Hello, Alyssa. Hello. Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning, Nancy. Hello, Abby. Maybe I said that wrong. Judy, Alina, Danielle, Amy, Carol. Good morning. All right. Are you creating a vision board? If you don't know what that is, like, do you have dreams and goals for 2024? Do you have like I would love to achieve this? Hi, Chris. I would love to. What is it? So that's what this book does, is it walks you through like helping you dream, helping you get to that space where maybe you were like, I feel like I have forgotten all the things that I loved in the past. So at the very end of the book, she talks about the vision. Oh, shoot. I'm on the wrong page. Hold on. At the very end, she says, here's the hidden secret to living your dreams. This, of course, this is her thought, right? But I actually love it. Here's the hidden secret to living your dreams. And she says this, you may not have what you need. You may not have what you need, but you're never without the seed that will produce it. Basically, whenever you have a need, sow a seed. And she goes into analogies like with farmers. So if a farmer wants a field of crops, he doesn't just look over the field and go, I hope that you grow this year, corn. He puts in the work, he sows a seed, he waits for some time, and a harvest comes, and it's corn, right? He doesn't get beans from corn. We all know this. So she talked about the power of sowing a seed. But what does sowing a seed look like in your life? And is that like, this might be a whole new concept to you. So she talks about how, what are you sowing for? In the Bible, it says, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Literally, what you give is what you get. So the question I have for you, and she's got tons of stories and tons of analogies, but the question I have is, if you actually sat today and you thought to yourself, well, what do I need in my life? Not only what is on my vision board, but like, are you needing a financial blessing? Are you needing like better communication with your family? Or what are you needing? What do you need? An idea? What do you need? So she basically goes through and she says, whatever you need, if you need something, I need you to sow a seed. And what does that look like? So her and her husband, she talked about how they keep their vision boards in front of them. They declare over them. We talked about affirmations, or we talked about speaking over your vision boards. But she says this, remember, it's not your job to figure out how your dreams will come to pass. Your responsibility is to stay focused on the vision, sowing seeds towards it, and trusting God. Remember this phrase. When what you see inside becomes more real than what you see outside, it just takes time. God will bring ideas, opportunities, resources, and relationships to make your dreams happen. So maybe you're like, Stephanie, I would love to create a vision board, but it seems impossible. I want you to create the vision board. I would love to achieve that goal, but it seems crazy. I want you to create it. I want you to look at it. I want you to look for opportunities, right? Look for opportunities, because sometimes we might think the things that we are wanting or dreaming for might come to pass a certain way, and the Lord might open up a door and go, hey, actually it's this way. And you have to be ready to see it, and you have to be ready to act upon that. So the law of seed time and harvest time reveals to us that we don't go from seed to harvest. It's not overnight, right? Without time in the middle. We want instant results, or else we declare that it's not working. But be wise like a farmer, knowing that harvest takes some time. So I'll give you an example. I was like, all right, I want to sow into my team, right? I was like, I want my business to grow. I love my team. And I was like, what do I really want? So, for example, she talks about finances. She's like, if you want your finances to grow or you're looking at paying off debt, she's like, the hardest thing that people have a hard time with is like giving their money or sowing a seed to somebody else because they're like holding on so tight. So she's like, if you need a financial win, sow finances, right? If you need encouragement, go sow an encouraging word to somebody else. If you need, like, for example, I was like, man, I really long for my business to grow, for my team to be blessed in their businesses. And I was like, what do I need to sow in order to reap a harvest? And I'm thinking of like encouraging words, or there's a certain book that I want to bless some of our team with. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna sow a seed of books that I think that are super powerful into some of my teammates. Does this make sense? So she basically just says, listen, if you're wanting something, sow a seed. Sow a seed for what you need or what you're believing for. And then she says, leave it to God. So that's what this is. Good morning, Rosalie. And then some of you have messaged me and you've said like, Stephanie, all right, the vision part of it might be challenging. I don't know what to put on my vision board. And so here's a couple ideas. She says, make a list of countries that you might want to visit. A vision board, remember, it's anything. Or make a list of things you want to collect. Maybe it's postcards or stamps or snow globes or coins. She goes, you can make a list of activities that you would like to try. Surfing or parasailing or skydiving or horseback riding. Make a list of beaches you would like to visit. Make a list of monuments you would like to see. Make a list of books you would like to read. Make a list of, plays you'd like to see, or new skills you would like to learn, museums you want to go visit. Make a list of languages you would like to learn, states you want to visit. Like, a vision board is things that you're like, I know my mom loves Colorado. She would love sometime when they retire to go live in the mountains for a little bit. Like, that would be on her vision board, Colorado. Let's see. I know, like something on our vision board is we want to go camping in Colorado this year with my family. So that's on our vision board. Or I would really love to take our girls to, Steve and I got the opportunity to go to Mexico to a resort, and we went in October, and I loved it so much. I've never been there before, to this specific spot. I was like, I want to take our girls. That's on my vision board. So I want you to create. I mean, I can't do it for you, but my encouragement to you is, if you feel like you're in a space in your life where you're like, I'm just existing, I want you to know that there's more to life than just existing. And there are things that you are called to. There are things that you've got gifts and talents that other people don't. There are things that have been on your heart for years that maybe you feel like it's too late. There are things that if you were to just sit down and give yourself some time and some space to dream, you can create. You write it down, keep it in front of you, speak over it, believe over it, plant seeds. Like, if you're needing an opportunity, if you're needing a blessing, if you're needing something, you sow a seed, and you're going to have to pray about what that seed is. So, and then those are some ideas. Like, I would just say this. I would encourage you, if you really truly want to go to a different level in your life, a different space in your life, different goals, different achievements. Like, if you need different, if you're like, man, I'm not super happy where I'm at right now, there's contentment. But like, if you know that you've got more in you, I'm going to encourage you to grab this book. Dream it, pin it, live it. Grab it, go through it, give this as a gift. You guys, I don't have a link. Like, this is something I think is so powerful, to give people gifts for Christmas that are books, to elevate their thinking and to help them go further in life, because there's more in you. My dad always says, if you're not dead, you're not done. Meaning, it doesn't matter how old or how young. It doesn't matter if you feel like you've missed the boat. You didn't. And guess what? There are things that you can achieve in life if you just put in the work. Planting a seed doesn't mean things will just grow. You've got to water it. You've got to pray over it. You've got to believe for it. You've got to keep it in front of you. And I know that you can do it. So There's nothing more I can say except for grab the book, go through it, create your vision board. Know that I'm here to answer any questions. And if we just go, all right, you just want to lose weight, like I can help you with that. I'll give you some insight, send me a message, ask some questions below. And I would love to help you on your journey. So happy Monday. It's going to be a great day. I'm drinking my ketones. Cheers to an incredible day. Let me know if you have any questions. And lastly, real quick, I'm so sorry. We actually have a Zoom tonight, and the Zoom is all about intermittent fasting and rebooting. Like we have two really cool kits. It's about intermittent fasting. It's about rebooting. It's about what a fast does to your body. If you want to be on that Zoom tonight, if you want to just pop on and listen, I'm actually not doing it. It's one of my friends that's more of an expert in the fasting and the intermittent fasting understanding for fat loss to get you focused. If you want to be on that Zoom tonight, post Zoom in the comments and I'll send you the link. You don't even have to put your picture on there. You can just listen. It's going to be really insightful. So post Zoom below if you want to hear more about the power of fasting and a couple different kits and what that can look like for you. I will send you the Zoom link. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.